Hysteria by T.S. Eliot. As she laughed, I was aware of becoming involved in her laughter and being part of it, until her teeth were only accidental stars with a talent for squad drill. I was drawn in by short gasps, inhaled at each momentary recovery, lost finally in the dark caverns of her throat, bruised by the ripple of unseen muscles. An elderly waiter with trembling hands was hurriedly spreading a pink and white checked cloth over the rusty green iron table, saying, "If the lady and gentleman wish to take their tea to the garden, if the lady and gentleman wish to take their tea to the garden." I decided that if shaking her breasts could be stopped, some of the fragments of the afternoon might be collected, and I concentrated my attention with careful subtlety till the end. Now, this poem seems to be a simple date with the narrator and a woman, and the narrator wants to end the date as soon as possible because the woman's a quote-unquote hysterical laughter. He is backed up by the waiter, whose purpose of being in the poem is to prove the narrator's point that the woman is being hysterical, because when the waiter comes in, he asks if they would like to go outside. But as the reader, we don't we don't have to take this as being proof. Like, it doesn't mean that she is actually hysterically laughing, as he says, as the narrator says. But when the narrator says, maybe in an attempt to save the afternoon, shaking her breasts, and I concentrated my attention with careful subtlety till the end, that's kind of an odd response to save an afternoon that he is saying that is ruined. We don't have proof that the woman is being hysterically laughing. The waiter is there to, prove the point of the narrator, but that doesn't mean the narrator's right. That's only one person, and that's a speculation that the waiter is feeling that. He's an elderly guy. If he's, just because he has trembling hands, that could just be a result of old age. It doesn't mean he's nervously approaching the woman. Now, back to how he was saying, shaking her breast could be stopped. The other line that he says, being drawn in by the short gasps and hailed at each momentary recovery, lost in the dark caverns of her throat. I mean, when I personally am around someone who I can't stand, I'm not drawn into them. I'm repelled by them. I don't want to be near them. But for some reason, he is being drawn to her. Well, that doesn't make sense if he's, trying to avoid the situation, saying the afternoon is ruined, and, he has this absurd idea to maybe save it. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, because why would he be drawn to this annoying person? Why would he want to recover if he's trying to get away so badly? And this just comes to mind that it's actually the narrator who is hysterical, not the woman. Because with his weird description of being drawn into her throat, and the quick first thought of shaking the breasts to save the afternoon, that I don't see that as a normal response to this situation, and arguably almost no one would see that as a reasonable response to the situation. So it's actually the narrator who is hysterical, not the woman.